Well, guys, we've all heard that it's not the size of the tool, it's how you use it and how effective it is. Sometimes even a smaller tool is more comfortable, right, Jer?
That's right.
So that's what we have here. That's what we do here at Eastonmade. Guys, I've seen there's lots of splitters coming out of the market. There's lots of people building splitters. And they're big splitters. They're big splitters. But they're hard to work around. They really are. Like the whole reason we don't do a spring suspension or any kind of suspension under our splitters is to keep the footprint relatively small. Like I think you're about 92 inches from the end of the hitch here to the end of the hitch here on our 1222. The width is 44 inches. And the reason why this is so important, guys, is because you can work around it. If you're buying a commercial splitter, you're buying it to work around. The other thing to take note of too, guys, is this machine is physically smaller than the other guys, but weighs the same. You got to think about that for a second. If it's the same size, if it's much smaller and weighs the same or more, there's a lot more steel in it. It's a lot more rugged. It's a lot more durable. You can see, guys, you can work off of either side of this quite easily. Like you can work from the log lift side, reach your controls, the log lift's not in your way. You can work on this side. There's a lot of versatility with this when you put this into your wood yard, where you're gonna be able to use it and how you're gonna be able to use it. And I'm gonna show that, guys, too. And the big thing here is performance. Like if you're working by yourself specifically, there's a big difference in whether you have to load that log lift first and then walk around the machine versus whether you can just throw the logs in the log trailer and walk away from it. And so that's what I'm going to show you here today, guys. I'm going to throw an equal number of pieces on the log lift, walk around the machine, then run them through. And then I'm just going to use my picker out and throw them in one after another. And I'll show you what the difference is. I'll put them side by side so you guys can see and you guys can make an informed decision. And again, guys, that's why we don't do a big machine with a big wide axis. It's hard to work around. When you get a bigger machine, there's that many more steps you have to walk around it every day. It's like if you've ever pulled main line, you've ever run a skidder, you get a bigger skidder like a 515 CAD or a 525. If you're pulling main line on something like that versus say like a 220 Timberjack or an old 440 John Deere, they're easy to get in and out of. They're easy to work around. They're easy to get around the bush. So there's a lot to be said for having that smaller footprint. It's just a lot easier throughout the day if you're going to be running one all day. Anyways, guys, I'll go ahead, I'll fire this up, I'll show you what I mean. In the meantime, give her a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down on the bottom. You ready, Jared?
Always ready.
Born ready, eh? that, Jer?
Fantastic.
You loved it?
Loved it. Every second of it.
You really? That's what she said.
That's what she said.
I know. Funny how it works out like that, eh?
Sometimes it works.
As you can see, guys, there is a huge difference here. I don't know what the time difference is. I have no idea. You'll know by now because I have it on the video, but you can see just having that versatility is like having an extra set of hands, especially when you have to walk around the machine that many times a day. You got to think, and especially the machine is that much bigger, you have that many more steps around it every single day. And that's why we build them the way that we do, guys. That is, I don't plan on building a bigger, wider, more bulky machine. This is a machine that performs at an incredibly high level. It's rugged, it's durable, it's built to last. We try and do all of the little things too, like we run a good Galtech valve on here. You don't see any like the exposed linkages and stuff in here. The rod goes into a hub on the pusher here. It's incredibly stable. The log crate will send the logs really well. We have a floating log lift on. I've seen another competitor start doing a system similar to that. Yeah, guys, we just try to build these things for you guys to use and be user friendly. And the other thing too, when you're looking at a horizontal splitter too, guys, like this is the 1222. You can get a box original 511 if you wanted to, but most competitors don't offer the same level of versatility with wedges as we do. You can get a 4-way, 6-way, any of the box wedges in this 1222. When you get into the 2228, you can go up to a 12-way in it or an 8-way. So there's a lot of versatilities on the same platform. And again, guys, I've said this lots, like, it doesn't matter which one of my competitors' machines you're gonna buy. You're gonna be buying a good piece of equipment from a reputable company that's gonna treat you well and service you well. It doesn't matter who you buy it from, honestly, guys, but that's why we build them the way that we built them, and that's why we have chose not to make a bigger, bulkier machine. It's just because it's harder to work around, guys. It's harder to move. It's harder to do just about everything. If you're gonna plant it at one spot, maybe, but even at that, you still have to walk around it every day. So anyways, guys, that's my rant for today. We're gonna have more of the Evo coming up here, probably on the weekend. We're just changing out the 20-ton cylinder for the 30-ton, and we're gonna throw a 16-way in it. We're gonna show you some big stuff going through it. I've had lots of people request that, so we're gonna do that and show you how that runs, and then it's gonna be going off to a very good friend of mine. So you might see it. You might even see more of that particular machine. Anyways, guys, like I said, if you liked the video, give her a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot.